Now let's come to asset allocation, because we've established that just selecting schemes randomly and adding them to make a collection of schemes is not the way to go. You must have a proper decided asset allocation, which is the only way your portfolio can consistently perform, right? But even within that, Ashish, I mean, look at the case of gold, right? Last year we saw a 30% rally. This year the returns so far are negative. And it's across asset classes because it varies so much. So how does one decide the allocation, and do you keep changing it annually?
Yeah, so look, first of all, one needs to identify what is the purpose of an asset class in the portfolio. So according to me, there are four types of asset classes. One, there is a growth asset class. These are asset classes which tend to handsomely beat inflation and grow your purchasing power over time. Typically, Indian equities or US equities would fall in this category, right? Second, you have asset classes which can generate regular income. So these are asset classes where you would want to remove some part of your portfolio every year, either for your expenses or for certain other goals that you want to meet. Then you have the liquidity part of the portfolio, which you should strictly be in a savings account or cash funds. And the last part of the portfolio, I call it the insurance part of the portfolio, right? So that's the part of the portfolio which normally does well in crises, or if there is any untoward incident that hits markets, and gives you liquidity to rebalance across your growth asset classes. So broadly, these are the asset classes that you can invest into. Now, what we have observed, Sumaira, over time is that asset class performances also keep rotating. So like you rightly said, last year gold did extremely well. But remember, last year was also a crisis year where we had the pandemic hitting global markets. Similarly, if you go back all the way to 2008, again, gold was the top performing asset class because you had the subprime meltdown. Otherwise, what happens is that Indian equities or US equities tend to perform when the economic outlook is extremely good. In the longer run, both these asset classes deliver much higher returns, but they come with a lot of volatility, right? The income asset class is fixed income, where you get a constant growth based on what are the interest rates prevailing at that point in time. So a portfolio constructed across these four asset classes should be the foundation for any investor. Now, depending on your age or the time you have to utilize your corpus, you can decide how aggressive you want to be. What we have seen is once you've allocated, so let's say we have this strategy that we run for clients where we allocate equally across these asset classes, the four asset classes that I just mentioned, and we rebalance this portfolio every year. Now, we have found that once a year rebalancing helps bring down volatility, and it also gives you a smoother ride. In fact, right, if you see the strategy, the rebalancing every year, it does not produce negative returns on a 3-year rolling basis. I mean, this we have observed over 30 years. So it works for most investors who are conservative, and at the same time, it has the ability to deliver more than debt returns. In fact, most of the time it delivers double-digit returns.
Understood. Understood. Ashish, thank you very much. This is a very large topic, but we have touched upon the, just the highlights today to give retail investors a sense that, just randomly putting schemes into your portfolio doesn't work. It has to be a very planned and concerted effort to ensure that your portfolio works as a whole and not just a sum of parts. Ashish, thank you very, very much for joining in.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.